If you're feeling like you're stuck in your coding journey, you're not alone. Surveys show that most coders, on average, feel sick and tired of their job, and 60% of coders report burnout. But for a lot of us, it's not about how much we're coding. It's about the anxieties that lie around coding, which are caused by various myths that a lot of developers believe. This video is going to debunk 5 of these myths. Number 1, AI is going to replace all developers. I was sitting in a cafe one day wanting to build a new project. I thought, hey, I need to sharpen my resume up, so why not? ChatGPT was the new buzz around town. Everybody was talking about it. People were so scared about it. They thought they were going to lose their developer jobs within 1 year. That's how crazy and panicky everybody was. But I remembered my lessons from my first programming job. This company gave me one document to work off of. One architectural document where it explained everything about the app, why it's being used, and what it's going to look like in terms of the technical details. When we first got out of college or when we first learned how to code, we could code a little bit, we could solve a ticket or two, but what we couldn't do yet is think on the long term and think on a project basis. This is where you can shine, man. This whole notion of AI is going to replace developers is very short-sighted. You need to understand that as a developer, you need to focus on your long-term thinking abilities. Let me explain. When I was sitting in that cafe in Poland, I remember that when I was a younger engineer, they gave me that document. I looked at the document every single time I wanted to make a new change in the code base, right? I had to build that entire app. So I thought, hey, what if I give ChatGPT this document? And then me, acting like the senior developer or the project manager, I would ask ChatGPT to give me the code every time I wanted a new section. So this is what we call thinking on a bigger picture. As of 2023, ChatGPT acts like a junior developer. If you give it the proper instructions and the proper vision, the proper product roadmap, you're able to have an army of junior developers. And suddenly, the entry human level position of a job in the tech market is no longer a junior developer. It will be a media or a senior developer. And in the future, it might go up to project lead. Every single developer out there today has the power to become a project manager or a product owner in the matter of minutes. I built that tool in 2 days. I deployed it, designed it, I implemented it in 2 days. 5 to 10 years ago, people would have paid $20K, $30K just for a project like that. And here developers are today with massive amounts of potential. AI is not going to replace you, my friend. AI is only going to replace you if you don't understand the proper life cycle of a software product. The only thing AI is going to do is supercharge you and make you extremely more productive. One actionable step I can tell you right now to make sure you are on the right track with AI and coding is look at the prompt in the description. I copy pasted my prompt so you can check out exactly what I told ChatGPT, okay? So you can use it for your projects. Myth number 2, big tech is the best job you can get as a coder. I remember applying at big tech for really fancy jobs. And suddenly, before you knew it, I was interviewing for Amazon, I was interviewing for Google. My younger brother, who I was doing it with as well, he got interviews from Apple, from Intel. We were killing it in the interview space. So we started grinding, we started prepping, we started training algorithms and lead code, and we grinded mock interviews. We did everything we were supposed to do. Eventually, a few months later, we got internships at very high level companies, Amazon and Intel. So you see, for 6 months, my entire focus was getting a job in big tech. So many people in the world, so many developers out there, that is their dream job, right? Working at Google, working at Facebook, working at Amazon, right? They think that as soon as they get that job, their life is set. But the truth is that the bigger the company gets, the less important your job becomes. Because no longer is the company about innovation. The company is about maintaining what they already have. And so when I went to Germany, it sucked. Genuinely, it sucked. And it wasn't just my experience. It was so many other developers' experiences as well. I'm willing to make a very strong bet that the reason why we started coding in the first place was because we loved pressing that green button and seeing some happen on screen. This whole idea of getting a job just for the money, for the salary, let's leave those dumbasses somewhere else. We must value our purpose over the status and the money that we get as developers. Genuinely. No matter how much you get paid, getting paid tens of thousands of dollars per month at one of these big tech companies is not the correct price to pay for your freedom. Because genuinely, you will be treated as a factory worker when you go to these big tech jobs. It is a way better use of your time to take a 20, 30, 40% cut in your salary, but then work for a company that is solving a really important problem for society. What even is YouTube Shorts? What is TikTok? What are these companies actually solving? One actual step that helped me figure this out immediately was, instead of looking at what company you want to work at, what would look good on your resume, pick one of these aspects of society and obsess about it to create tools for the next generation. I chose education personally, but what do you choose? Myth number 3, lead code is useless in the real world. So we just spoke about getting into big tech, right? And most of these lead code like platforms exist only for young engineers to go into big tech, right? Not every developer, not every full stack developer uses arrays and sliding window techniques and depth first search and breadth first search traversals, right? I understand that. But why are the big tech companies asking you this on an interview? Is it to measure your intelligence? Is it because you're going to do it on the job? Not particularly. It is because these algorithms and data structures are the fundamental concepts in the world of computer science. But I'll give you an example. Last year I had to do a freelancing job, right? And the client wanted me to build them a completely new library from scratch, okay? I'm a computer science student, so I immediately knew that the problem that they were trying to solve involved a custom linked list, okay? Now, if you don't know any data structures yet, don't worry, it's not that important. But what is important is that the fundamentals of lead code are very transferable into the real world, especially when you're dealing with higher level projects. If you're just solving tickets like a code monkey, like a junior developer, you don't need it. But as soon as you take that step from meteor to senior to project lead, then it starts getting into data structures and algorithms territory. And apart from freelancing work, I have used data structures in so many projects before in the past. Projects that have helped me gotten interviews at Google and Amazon and helped me land these freelance clients in the first place. And on top of that, understanding these data structures have helped me become a better coder and a better innovator to build software that doesn't exist yet. An actionable step I want you to do right now is click the link below in the description to see exactly how each data structure, how each most common data structure can be applied into a real world scenario. Myth number 4, working alone is productive. Okay, bro, this one's very funny. I remember very early on in my freelancing career, right? A company hired me to build a React app for them. It was a basic ass form, all right? Anyone could have done this. But I was so egotistic. I thought that, hey, they're paying me so much money, let me just quickly launch this and we're done with it, right? So that's exactly what I did. I rushed and I launched it. Man, as soon as that form went live, we started getting so many emails. Hey, this is broken, that is broken, this button is not working, why is this loading forever? So many bugs. And because this campaign was very important to the client, I ended up ruining their customer experience, costing them money in their business. This, if you're an entrepreneur and you hire a developer and the developer does a mistake like that, you must fire the developer immediately. But lucky for me, the people who hired me were directly sent from the universe because they gave me another chance. Not only did they give me another chance, but they hired a senior developer as well. And that senior developer not only taught me how to fix those React bugs, but because I allowed myself to lower my ego, the developer taught me so many more skills that I never even knew existed. And because of that interaction with that senior developer of working in a team rather than alone and being I can create whatever the hell I want on the internet now. Any full stack app for me is just a matter of planning it and designing it. And that is a superpower, my friend. So this whole working alone as programmer, lone wolf, don't be like that. We are social creatures. Never underestimate the power of teamwork, because as long as you have a good team, you can reach the moon, my friend. So don't be like that dumbass that keeps working alone because in reality, you are scared to go talk to other people. Because that was me. And I cost a business money. One actionable step that you can do right now to make sure this never happens to you again is pick up your goddamn phone and look through your contacts and find the best developers you have possibly ever encountered in your life and go buy them coffee and ask them questions about the craft. Ask them questions about the profession. What are you coding? Are you coding anything new? Are you coding some nice projects? What are some skills that you have that you're learning these days? Dude, Get out of your house and go talk to people and go together, collaborate. Number 5, coders don't need to understand the business. Every single employee in a business is expected to have an ROI. What does that mean? If I am a business owner and I'm hiring someone, I'm paying them, let's say, $3,000 per month, let's say. I expect that I'm going to get a little bit more than $3,000 every single month from this employee, right? I'm investing in this employee to do something for me so that me, the entrepreneur, can make more money, right? That's basic, that's common sense. When I got hired for my very first software engineering job, the people who hired me didn't know about software development. Okay? Neither did I actually, because it was my first job ever. When they told me that they needed this integration, they wanted that integration, they wanted to build a new e-commerce store, right? I heard all of these tasks and I said, okay, we'll figure it out. Weeks went by, a month went by, no progress. Nobody knew exactly how valuable the other person was. I didn't know about the business and they didn't know about what I could do for them. Obviously, in a month, they looked at my performance, they looked at their accounts and they're like, why are we spending so much money on this guy who's not doing anything? And they fired me. Fast forward a year later, I've sharpened my skills up, I've read some business books, and now I know what a business can use a developer for. As soon as I land a really good client, we are immediately strategizing about the future trajectory of the business. If we code this much right now, and if we code it in a way right now you're gonna have to spend a lot of money, but in the future, every time you want to do a new project, it'll cost you less and less and less. And of course, they look at a developer like this and they're like, yes, this developer understands it. This developer wants to save me money, so I'm gonna pay him whatever he needs right now to put that system in place because he's shown me that I can save this much money if I do this. I hope that's making sense. A developer must be able to know what value exactly he's adding to a team. Sure, we can make $100,000 every single year as a developer, but what is it costing the business? Why is the business paying you $100,000? It's because the business wants to make $1 million off of you every year. You see where I'm coming to this? And that's fine. That's totally fine. But you must understand your value. One actual step that I can tell you right now to achieve this is pick up a business book. Go buy a business book and read about business if you haven't already. I would recommend the Personal MBA. It's like a Bible. It's like a gigantic book filled with everything you need to know about business. Or ask ChatGPT and you should be fine. That's pretty much it. Bro, there are so many developers out there who are just doing this because it's a job. But I know that you have something different in you. We have chosen this path of software development because there's nothing else. Let's be honest. There's literally nothing else that we can do rather than code. Okay? And that's totally fine. That's completely fine, bro. But please, when you start coding properly, when you start getting money and it's not that hard. As a developer, it's not that hard. But you must ask yourself, what is next? What comes after development? What comes after having 20K, 30K in the bank account? Because as a college student, sometimes it's very hard to picture that. You're trying to find your next income so that you can buy a computer, you can buy some nice shoes or some AirPods or whatever, right? I understand that. But really, genuinely ask yourself, what do you want to do with your life? I already spoke about these different aspects about society, right? I want you to please, for the love of God, choose one of these things that even give you this much of interest, okay? And go for it. Bro, I remember I saw that and I decided to create an AI that can tutor you basically. This was in 2021. ChatGPT didn't exist yet. I had a vision that one day a child would take his phone out from his pocket and he would be able to learn anything he wanted to learn from a personalized voice tutor. That is ChatGPT, man. Whatever it is that you choose, dude, I believe you. You have a power that has been given to you. Look, what is the most important thing in the 21st century? What has shaped the 21st century forever? It's computers, it's software, it's hardware, it's technology. And now you have the power to actually build something great. Why don't you put your time into it? We shouldn't waste our time on these useless websites like TikTok and fill in the blanks. You have a gift, man. And like our boy Spider-Man says, with great power comes great responsibility. Okay? Listen, life is a gift given by the gods to make a proper use of it. Please do something good with your life. I'm begging you, we're all counting on you out here because the big tech people are coming behind us, yeah? One last thing, if you like my vibe and if you like this whole, the vibe of the channel, please click subscribe, join the movement. Let's create useful tools for society. All right, let's become respected software engineers in the next 20 years. We can look back on these times and be happy for the time we spent. Okay, take it easy, love you, take care, bye.